friends, I wrote a quotation on the blackboard. That quotation is, if you want to lighten the world, first you must lighten the dark corners of your mind. This quotation, message of this quotation is that you live your life with this quotation. Means, if you want to ask something good things to others, first of all, you root out some bad habits from your mind, and at that time you are able to guide others, or you are able to ask to others. Day-to-day life we live with this quotation. You try to live our life with this quotation. And one another thing I show you on the blackboard, 3 words are there. First of all, be positive, be active, and be creative. All these 3 words indicates us or show you the way how to live a good life. How I live my day-to-day life with the others, with all the society, and with all other people. And if I am positive, if I am active, if I am creative, I am a successful person in my life. And if I want to live a successful life, these are the best things to understand and to follow. Means, when I think positive, when I active, and then I create something, all these points are related to your day-to-day living life. If not, what is the effect if I can't use all these kinds of the points or all these kinds of the thoughts, and how I behave which is not related to this quotation or all the 3 concepts? But what happened? And the title of this poem is You Start Dying Slowly. If you can't use this kind of the thoughts or this kind of the concept to follow, what happens? You start dying slowly. And this is our poem, You Start Dying Slowly. And this poem try to guide you, try to ask you about follow the good things, follow the positivity, follow the activity, and follow the creativity in your mind. And in the whole poem, poet is trying to ask, be positive, don't be negative. And if you are positive, you live your life healthy, happy, and joyfully. And if you can't listen this advice, if you can't follow this advice, what happens? It happens that you start dying slowly. First of all, I read out the poem to all of you. If you do not travel, if you do not read, if you do not listen to the sound of life, if you do not appreciate yourself, you start dying slowly. Then another stanza, when you kill your self-esteem, when you do not let others help you, you start dying slowly. If you become a slave of your habits, walking every day on the same path, you do not change your routine. If you do not wear the different colors of, or you do not speak to those you don't know, you start dying slowly. If you avoid to feel a passion and their turbulent emotions, those which makes your eyes glisten and your heart beat fast, you start dying slowly. If you do not change your life, when you are not satisfied with your job or with your love, if you do not risk what is safe for the uncertain, if you do not go after a dream, if you do not allow yourself at least once in your lifetime to run away from sensible advice. All these are the sensible advices to you. Why? Because you must be active. You must know the knowledge of world and as well as how to live with the others. Being a human being, you try to use all these things, positive things in your life. And if construction, poet is using the if construction in this poem because if construction have a uncompleteness of the thing, and then there is a effect. What do if you don't, or if you can't listen this advice? What happened? You are unable to live your life successfully, and because of that, here in this poem, poet, very keen observation of the poet, give you very simple examples to live your life or the living your life. The examples he asks you, he advises you that if you do all these things, it is better to you. And we all of you know that each and every person try to be better, make a space in world, try to make your own identity, and this identity is possible only with the help of the good things or the good advices. This kind of the poems give you energy. This kind of the poem give you a way, show the way to the success. Reach, this is a ladder to the success or the successful living life. And because of that, with the very simple examples he used or he speaks, he gives you a friendly advice in this poem and make alert you. Why? Because if you are blind with different kinds of your living thoughts or your concepts in your mind, then at that time that poet make you awake from all these things, how you use this advice. And very simple thing you here we I listen each and every, I read out the each and every line of this poem and try to ask you something what I know from this poem. If you do not travel, traveling is a very important role in your life, and because of that we know that many people travels around the world, around the country, because to understand the others, to understand the cultures of the others, to understand the behavior of the others, to understand the colors of the others and how they live, and you try to know, means the knowledge, the experience is the great teacher. Why? Because many books can't show you that show by the experience. You come in the contact of the others, you learn from that person, you learn from that incident, you learn from all these new things, and because of that you must travel a religious reason, or the tourist places, or the business also, but you must travel. You have a lot of experiences from the traveling, and because of that you travel. If you not travel, this poet is trying to show you, if you do not travel, you stay only one place, or you stay your place, you can't travel others, you can't company with the others, we can't know from the others. What happens if you do not travel? You start dying slowly. हळूहळू तुम्ही मरत जाणार आहे, किंवा तुमची आशा गमवाल. And if you are hopeful, you are able to live your life strongly, happily, with the strength. But if you are not use this kind of the advice, what happen? Your life is a whole full life, and its condition is a dangerous for your life. Then if you do not read ample of the books, many kinds of the book, of the different books which you came in the contact of that books, you read each and every book, and from that book you know something new, and when you know something new, you increase your power. If you do not read, what happens? You start dying slowly. If you do not listen the sound of life, how to live a life, the inner mind or our heart give you some suggestions. Suggestions means the sound of living the life successfully, and you respect that sound. You listen that sound, and that listening is useful to develop yourself. And if you do not listen the sound of the life, you are unable to live your life happily, and it is the condition of you start dying slowly. If you do not appreciate yourself, I am right, my thinking is right, my action is right, it is not healthy feeling. You appreciate yourself as a third person, you see towards your action, your thinking, and how your behavior. And if you do not appreciate yourself, you must die slowly. When you kill your self-esteem, There are self-esteems, a feeling of being happy and your own character and ability, self-respect. You respect yourself first. If you respect yourself, then you are able to respect others. And because of that, respect himself or the feeling of your living happy life and you about your character also. When you do not let others help you, you start dying slowly. I explain you about that. You try to listen the others and try to ask yours. This communication give you the right way, the correct way of living life or successfully living life healthy, and because of that respect our feelings. It is very important one, because if you respect your feelings, then you do as per those feelings. If not, you start dying slowly. Then if you become a slave of habits, there are many habits, and that habits are what we chains in your feet to go further. If you become a slave of your habits, the habits makes you a machine, and that habits are dangerous to your development. And because of that, if you become a slave of your habits, what happens? You start dying slowly. Walking every day on the same path is you are unable to create something new, and because of that you try to change your routine. And when you try to change your routine, you know about the other path. If you use a daily or each and every time the same path, it is the routine, then what can you do? You do that to break the same path or the find out another way or the better way or the best way of living life successfully. If you do not change your routine, if you can't change your routine, that life is not what we call happy life, joyful life, and because of that break the routine and share each and every moment happily uh, of our life. If you do not wear the different colors, if I am using my own color and neglect or the avoid the colors of others, the nature is full of the ample of the colors, and likewise in day-to-day life also each and every person have his own color, and you try to wear the different colors to share the others colors also. If not, you are a same or one color, and it is what we call a pad. Yeah, it is not a flowing, or you do not speak to those you don't know. You must speak with the strangers also, and to try to understand about that stranger person. If you dialogue with the same persons again and again, there is one a pattern of living life, one pattern of our thinking, one pattern of the lifestyle, and because of that, you must company with the stranger, speak with the strangers, and listen from the strangers, or the follow the some good ideas, some good happenings with that strangers also. If you can't listen this advice, what happen? You start dying slowly. One another word here in this stanza, which is very important one. If you avoid to feel a passion, you must have a passion of each and every new work. If you avoid to feel a passion and their turbulent emotions or the stormy emotions which increase in your mind at that time, if you are confirmed on your stage, on your thinking, on your living style, whatever may be, if you avoid all these things of the new emotions, of the stormy emotions, which comes in your mind at that time, you respect all these emotions. It is the better way to live a successful life. Those which makes your eyes glisten and your heart beat fast. At that time, when this kind of the new emotions or the instant emotions came strongly, at that time your eyes glisten or your heart beats fast. It is not the good condition of your mind, it is not good condition of your heart, and it is the cause you must start dying slowly. You respect all these kinds of the emotions which come in your mind. Then but one stanza, if you do, you change your life. If you do not change your life, when you are not satisfied with your job, when you listen the advices, you listen these advices at that time, when you realize, when you feel, if you do not change your life, you see there is a routine in your life, and I am bored about my life also. At that time, if you do not change your life, कुठलाही बदल माझ्या जीवनात होत नाही, अशा वेळेला when you are not satisfied with your job, you do your job well, it is right, but when you are satisfied with your job, it is the better condition of your mind, better condition of your heart. And if not, when at that time you try to listen this advice, follow this advice with your love. If you do not risk what is safe for the uncertain, and you must take a risk each and every time. Each and every time. There are many odds, there are many negative thoughts in your way, but you take a risk to do something new, something different. All the people live their life, but some people live a more interesting life than ours. How it's happened? Because they take the risk of change. We can't. And if you can't change your life, you can't take a risk of the changing life. It happened. You must start dying slowly. If you do not risk what is safe for uncertain, if you do not go after a dream, follow the dream. Follow our dreams. Don't flow in the dreams. Follow and flow towards ideals. You must see a dream and follow the fulfillment of the dreams. But what happens if you flow in the dreams? It is not useful to you. Follow and flow. If you do not go after the dream, if you do not allow yourself to do new things, to respect new things, at least once in the lifetime, to run away for the sensible advices, at least one time, at least once in your lifetime, I try to ask you that, not at least once time, but you must always with the sensible advice. Don't run away from the sensible advices. This stanza, the poet has left the last stanza incomplete. What line will you add to complete? Well, this line, last line, to run away from the sensible advice. And this line is incomplete one. How I complete this line? I complete this line. To run away from the sensible advice is your death. Is your emotional death. Is if you can't respect the feelings, emotions, dreams, ambitions, all these things provide to you by this kind of the advices, and this advice is useful in your life. And in this whole poet is trying to ask you that all this not very big but very simple instructions to you to follow that instructions and increase your life, or all these advices to main, what we call a main way, or the main show you the main thing, or the important way, or the successful way towards the life.